Earlier in the week, I discussed the fact that some people had been commenting and messaging saying, George, could you give us some sort of pre-recommendations before spring and summer hits? And I'm old school, I'm kind of an old school reviewer, and I usually would only talk about spring and summer fragrances in spring and summer. That's just kind of the way that I saw a lot of the old school reviewers do it, and I continue to do that. But it is good to be forward thinking, and so I discussed 5 designer fragrances that I'll definitely be wearing, and just to give you sort of like a taster of what's out there and what I'm going to be recommending. And so today is going to be the niche version. So if you're looking forward to spring and summer and you're looking for some niche recommendations, then hopefully you've come to the right place. I think this is a pretty intricate list, and there are going to be some fragrances here that you may not have heard of. The first one is from the House of Parfums de Marly. This is Galloway. You know, of course, Parfums de Marly, one of the most popular fragrance brands out there. I'm not really a fan of all of their work, and I'm sort of not the biggest fan of kind of the types of fragrances that they go for, but I love Herod. I think that Herod's absolutely phenomenal. And then there's Galloway, and Galloway's kind of, not ironically, even though it's a white bottle, is kind of the black sheep of Parfums de Marly, because the whole ethic of Parfums de Marly is bigger, stronger, wilder, gourmand, leather, you know, peppery, all over the top kind of stuff. But then there's Galloway, and it's a little bit out there. I sometimes get concerned that it might get discontinued because it really is not talked about, and a lot of people haven't bought it or report that they haven't bought it. But this is wonderful. It's kind of got a bit of a sentimentality to me because I was born in Dumfries, and Dumfries is part of Dumfries and Galloway, and so it has a bit of a special thing for me. And there are the famous Galloway Hills and Galloway Forests, which is described as the Lake District, but without the people. It's very, very quiet. And so Galloway Hills and Galloway Forest National Park is kind of like Parfums de Marly Galloway. It's a beautiful, brilliant thing, but not many people go there, not many people talk about it. To describe Galloway very easily is this. It smells like freshly printed paper. Or if you're a kid of the 90s, such as myself, we used to have a photocopier and a fax machine, and the warmth of the paper going through the photocopier or the fax would have this warm sort of inky, papery smell, as though it just been freshly baked in the machine. That's what this actually smells like, but with some added citruses that really brighten it up and smell really, really nice. Of course, Galloway has the much coveted beast mode projection longevity that Parfums de Marly are known for, and so right here you've got a unique and interesting solid fragrance that I would definitely recommend, but it's not going to be for everybody. Like I said, that strange Printer jam smell is not going to be for everybody, but I certainly like it and have good connotations from it. Number 4 is this. This is, of course, Maison Francisco Jean Aqua Universalis Forte. I feel as though maybe I've played this one out a little bit on the channel. I've talked about this so much, and I still haven't reviewed it because I always wanted to review it in LA, because I've worn this twice in Los Angeles, both times I've been there. Don't know when I'll get a chance to do that. But this is very citrusy and very florally, but it's oily and balsamic, which is interesting, right? So you've got what should be a stereotypically citrusy, watery scent, but you get those nice peak lemony bergamot citruses, and then you really up the concentration of oil, so it feels like it's got a thicker texture, and that is kind of a stroke of brilliance because it works very well with the humidity of, like, if it's a really hot place and it's a really humid place, that seems to gel almost quite literally very well with a very, very humid and hot climate. So this is fabulous. It's a bit straightforward. It's arguably basic, I suppose, for some people, but the quality is damn high. And, well, that's just what comes with the territory with Francisco Jean. But this is a very, very high quality, lovely citrus, floral, white floral, with a very palpable, oily, thick texture. So it's pretty wild, quite expensive, but brilliant. Number 3 is this. Now, this is not the right bottle. This is Oud Rain by Renier. It's not the right bottle. It's not even the right formulation, actually. This is an older bottle, older formulation. I can't get to the newer bottle. I'll throw a picture up of the new designs, which are far superior to this. But it's similar. I actually prefer the new formulation because in the new formulations, the oil content has gone up. But this is fantastic. This is oud and mango. Like freshly, like you've just freshly cut the mango. And, you know, the spritz spurts out and the juice and everything. And it's got a really, really realistic, photorealistic, juicy mango element with the carvings of the ArgWood. It's almost as if you've got oud, pretty good mature oud, and you've kind of made a casing for the mango. And you've put the mango in that oud wood casing, and you've just sort of let it settle for, I don't know, like a year, and then you get a big knife on a really, really hot day in a very humid climate, and you just whack it open, and you've got the juice of the mango, and you've got the harshness of the oud and the wood, and it's just something else. Again, quite a unique scent. I've never really seen that combination done before or since, a very juicy and fruity mango with oud. It sounds very simple and very straightforward, but it works magic. Number 2 is Fern by Slumber House. I don't really know what's going on with Slumber House, but then again, I don't think that the guy who runs Slumber House usually knows what's going on with Slumber House, and that's no shade being thrown. He's just quite an eccentric chap, and, you know, I know all about that. You know, I get it. But this is great. I think a few years ago, when the community was somewhat more focused on niche fragrances, this would have been quite the superstar. But sometimes you can have the right release at the wrong time. I think that a few years ago, if this had been released, yeah, you'd never hear the end of it. This is kind of like a combination of Mitza by Christian Dior with this coconut butter. Yeah, that's a good texture. This coconut butter mixed with the spicy incense nature of Mitza. And then there's a bit of like a sun cream element. This is going to be wild in the spring. It's going to be wild in the spring for me. And I'm really, really looking forward to it, to wearing it. And it's got a similar sort of balsamic, oily texture to Francis Kurkdjian. Not as much, mind. This is lighter on that texture. But I just don't feel as though I've smelt this at its full potential until I get it into the heat of spring, or maybe even the high heat of summer. I think that this could either go one of two ways in the high heat of summer, which I have not worn it in yet. This could either go a little bit like I'm literally just putting coconut flavored suntan oil on, and I suppose that could be nice, but nothing too exciting. Or this could go full on, right? And this could be an explosion of scent and be something that is incredible and just brilliant. In which, if that is the case, good luck seeing this on my summer list. What is the number one fragrance that I'm going to be recommending, of course, that I would suggest to you right now to go out and get for summer? Well, of course, you know what it is. I think I've mentioned it before. It's been hiding in plain sight. It's the whiskey. No, it's Millésime Impérial. Of course, I mean, what do I need to say? What do I need to say? You know, look at this smile. Every time I smell it, just a big smile. It's fucking great. it's Millésime Impérial. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? It's just bloody the best. And get this one in the high heat though. Do yourself a favour. If we can travel, if they let us out of our proverbial cages by the time that it's June, July, do yourself a favour. If you live in Britain or, you know, these Nordic countries where it's freezing right now, save some money. Go to Portugal. Go to somewhere that's relatively cheap but hot as hell in the middle of summer, and it is scorching hot. And put this on, and just tell me with a straight face that it's not magic. So there we go. Those are my recommendations for you. for this spring and summer niche-wise. Let me and everybody else know what you're looking forward to wearing in spring and summer niche-wise, and feel free to recommend me something that I haven't checked out as well. That would be fantastic. Anyway, I'm the Fragrance Apprentice. If you did enjoy this content, hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload, which is pretty regular right now. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Bye.